Hey y'all, I'm Blaine Phillips.
And I'm Phillips-LeVan.
We're married, like just a minute ago, but we've been together for 14 years.
We have a teenage daughter.
Which means she's basically an adult, right?
We're also growing a business on the side together.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Through all of that, we've learned how to improve so many aspects of our lives and show up in an amazing way.
So we decided to host a podcast to share our journey with you.
It's called Let's Do Life Together, because that's just what we want to do with you.
So if you could use some tips and tricks on how to make life a little smoother,
then you're in the right place.
Come on in and let's do life. Boom.
Oh my. All right. Well, there we go. Time to get started, apparently, with some truth bombs. Hence the boom. Listen, friend, we are friends because you are listening to me. You have turned up the volume, put me in your ears, put us in your ears, and we're going to go down a little drive together because I believe that sometimes we just need people to speak truth into our lives. It's not always comfortable. It's not always the thing that we want to hear, but it is, in fact, sometimes, many times, oftentimes, the things we need to hear. And that's what today's episode is all about. We're going to bring some truth bombs up in your day, up in your life, because you probably need to hear one, two, or all of these things we're going to drop on you. Because let me tell you, I have needed to hear them at points in my life. Jason has needed to hear them. We have needed to hear them. We're going to need to hear them again. It's all of those excuses, those lies that we tell ourselves. And we've told them so long and we've gotten so good at it that we've come to believe it. Well, today, girlfriend, I need you to sit back, relax, buckle up, and get ready for us to drop the bomb up in your day.
So we've got 5 bombs, which really just 5 lies you're telling yourself probably, or you've told yourself over the years.
Yeah. Why do we always have 5? It seems we always come with 5 tips, 5 bombs, 5 things. Is 5 our number? I never thought of 5 as being my lucky number. And maybe if I played the lottery, I would do something with 5s, but I don't. I'm making light of the fact that we're about to get down and dirty. So let's just get this party started with number 1. Are you ready? The truth bomb, the lie, the thing that you tell yourself, that I've told myself. I don't have time. Ah, yes. You don't have time. Whatever it is, insert whatever thing you want. I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to eat breakfast. I don't have time to take care of myself. I don't have time to do the laundry. I don't have time to clean the house. I don't have time.
So the truth is you have time. You're just deciding to use your time on different priorities.
It's true. We all have the same 24 hours. No one has extra. There's no magic hour like at Disneyland where someone has 25 and you got robbed down to 24. So look at all of the people in the world that are out there accomplishing amazing things with their lives. You know how they're doing it? In the same 24 hours that you and I are. It just all comes down to prioritizing. How are you prioritizing your time? That's what matters. So if binge watching Game of Thrones is a priority to you and you rocked it out, then okay. But you can't get angry when your health suffers and you tell me that you don't have time to exercise. Because you do. You just chose to spend your time in a different way.
If you have time to be on 2 kickball teams, you have time to look for that new job that you want.
Absolutely. If you have time to scroll on social media endless amounts of time, then you have time to go on a date with your spouse, to make time for your spouse to be a priority. It's the same amount of time we all have. It's just how are you choosing to use it? We numb ourselves by scrolling on social media, by binge watching whatever the next show is. Netflix took the time down from 20 seconds to start the next episode to 5. They are capitalizing on the fact that you are just going to binge watch the next episode. And if you don't have the willpower to say no, one and done, because I'm going to prioritize my time so that I can go see my husband, so that I can go make a healthy dinner, so I can go put in a couple resumes to get out of this job situation that I don't like, or whatever it is. Or you just let it play on and you binge watch 3 more episodes and you tell me how you don't have time to find a new job. It's just not true. It's a lie that we're telling ourselves. It's an excuse that we're making. You have the same amount of time that I do, the same amount of time as the people that are slaying the world. It's just, how are you using it?
Yep, that's the truth on that one. Right? So the next lie is, I'm not good at that, or I can't do that.
Ah, yes. There you go. I've said that before. I've said, I can't do that. Well, that is just not for me. Well, guess what? That's another lie. A lie that we're telling ourselves. And what I found, here's a great example. I used this my own self for years, the eternity of my life, it seemed. I said, I'm not a runner. I can't run. I don't know how. I'm not good at it. I'm not this. Like I'm not a person who runs. I would make jokes about, you're going to need to chase me if you want to see me run. Like, I'm not a runner. Well, here's what it boiled down to. And I think this is really the root of the problem for most of us is, when you're saying I can't or I'm not good at that, what you're really doing is comparing your level to someone else's or to society's standard of what that's supposed to be. So for me, in my mind, when I would say I wasn't a runner, runners were people who ran marathons. They would go out and just could go run half marathons. 13.1 proudly displayed on the back of their cars, or 26.2 or whatever it was. They were running these long distances. They were beating their times each time. I got a PR today. And it was about time, and it was about all these things. And I was comparing where I was. Well, I can't run a marathon, so that means I'm not a runner. And I don't run a 10-minute mile, so that means I'm not a runner. Well, that's a lie that we're telling ourselves by saying I'm not good at it, because you're comparing where you are with someone else. And that wasn't my truth. Now I got over myself and I just started to put in the work, starting with couch to 5K of I'm just going to do a little bit. And now guess what? I am a runner in what that means to me. Can I run a marathon? Nope. Can I run a 10-minute mile? Nope. But can I run? Can I lace up my shoes now and go run 5K without stopping? I can, because I am a runner, because I decided to stop telling myself that lie and change the definition of what a runner was to me. To me now, it just means that I can just keep moving. I'm perfectly happy at my 12-minute mile. I'm putting one foot in front of the other and I can go 3 miles, and that feels exciting. And that's proud, because I'm no longer lying to myself that I'm not that by society's standards or by comparing myself to someone else's ability to be a runner versus mine.
Right. And if you're saying these things, it's probably because you want to do that thing. So you have the intention, or you have the desire that you want to, in this case, run, and you say, well, I can't, or I'm not good at it. Well, you want to, so now it's up to you to decide that, yes, you can do it, and define it for you. So to you, running is part of your overall fitness plan. So, all right, if you're going to incorporate that in, then you have to take it upon yourself and learn some things. And maybe part of the excuse was, well, it hurts when I run. I don't know how. I'm not good at it, which is why it hurts. Well, maybe you needed to take the time, go to the running store, get the proper shoes so that it feels better, it's more comfortable. Maybe hang out at run club and learn like things about stride or pace and things that are going to make it better for you. You can improve.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden you can run for 30 minutes without even really thinking about it.
Exactly. I had a girlfriend who used to say, I'm bad at cooking. I can't cook. Like, what does that even mean? I can't cook. Anyone can cook. It's a lie that you're telling yourself, that she was telling herself, because she's no master chef, because she can't just come up with a recipe from scratch and go make it. Well, that doesn't make you a cook. So she had to get over that lie, and she bought herself an Instant Pot, and she bought herself an air fryer, and she became friends with Pinterest, and all of a sudden she can cook because she can follow a recipe, and she's got these couple of simple tools that empowered her to feel like, okay, I can put a couple of ingredients together, pop it in the air fryer, and voila, I have cooked. Does that make her a chef? No, but stop lying that you can't do this thing because you've created this bar that you have to meet. Well, if I'm not a master chef that delivers these delicious, well thought out meals, then I'm not a cook. I can't do it. Yes, you can. Stop lying to yourself about whatever it is that you can't do or that you're not good at, and let that standard go. Where you're at and your ability is exactly where you're supposed to be, and it's perfect.
Right. And baby steps will get you there. And, just layer one thing on top of the other. And all of a sudden, you'll be so much more accomplished and feel like, oh, I can do this thing.
Absolutely. Number 3, ready? How many times have you said this? I can't afford to do that. We can't afford that. Well, guess what, sister? That's a lie. Just putting it out there. Right. You've told yourself that lie at some point.
You can afford to go to Starbucks every day before work, then yes, you can afford to buy the organic produce or whatever it is. Like it's a trade-off. It's priorities. It's just like time. It's very similar to the time argument of your money is going to go where you direct it.
Absolutely. Now, we all have the same 24 hours, yes. Do we all have the same income? No. Are there people who earn more income than others? Absolutely. Are there people that have more financial means than I do? Absolutely. But what I have is what I have. And how I choose to spend that is what matters. What are you prioritizing? I can tell you for a fact that something you've said you cannot afford, you could have if you chose to prioritize that money in a different way. If going to Starbucks every day and buying a $5 drink is a priority to you, then rock on, sister. Get your Frappuccino on. But don't turn around in the same breath and tell me that you can't afford to X, like insert the thing. You can't afford a gym membership. You could if you traded your Starbucks daily drink. What you're saying is a gym membership is not a priority to me, and Starbucks, my daily Starbucks drink is. And if that's your choice, that's okay. But just recognize that it's a lie that you're telling yourself. Step into that truth and be okay with it for a while. And here's the second part of that. I can't afford it. Well, if you need to earn more money, that's the second part. Like, how are you prioritizing the current income that you have? Check. Step 1, check that. Where are you spending it? We've talked about this in previous episodes. Go back over and look at your budget. Where is your money going? Are you prioritizing it correctly in the way that makes sense to you? And then the second part of that is, do you need to earn more income? Because maybe you do. And what are you doing to make that happen? If you're binge watching Game of Thrones, but you're telling me that you can't afford a vacation, well, there's a lot of side hustles and a lot of ways to earn extra income. And I say that because that one hits home to me. There was a point where a girls' weekend came up and I really wanted to go, but I said, I can't afford to go. Like, that's what I said to myself. I said it out loud. I said, I can't afford to go. We didn't have it. We were prioritizing our money in different ways. I really wanted to go on this trip, but I can't. Well, you know what I did? I really wanted to go, so I changed my priorities. I looked around the house. What do I have that I don't need? What can I sell? How can I earn that extra money? How can I turn off Bravo, use my time a little better to find ways to earn the money to make the thing happen that I wanted to? And I did. I used my time. I changed my language. I sold some things, and I went on that girls' trip because it's a choice. It was a lie that I was telling myself. I can't afford it, because it's easy to just toss that out there. You don't like it, but it's easier because it's what we know.
Yeah. And finances, it's really not that complicated. You have money that you bring in and money that you spend. And you actually have control over both of those things. So if you're in a job that's you're never going to get a raise and you're stuck and you wish that you had a job that paid more, well, go find it. Do something or supplement the income. There's ways to increase your income and there's ways to decrease your spending. Look at your bills. Where can you trim? What things could you renegotiate? Some contracts that you're in with different companies, well, you can just call them up and oftentimes you can make some progress that way. So it's really not that complicated. It's just, again, priorities and directing those finances to serve you best.
Are you uncomfortable yet? It's okay. I am because I've said these things. I've said these lies. But listen, sister, we're friends and we want to help you. That's the point of doing life together, is to sometimes we just need people to speak truth over us. We need to hear it. And when you're ready to hear it, it's the right time. So maybe you're going to hear a message today and you're going to be like, yep, I've been telling myself that lie and I'm ready to let go of it and make some changes. Going into number 4, this is definitely a hot one for Jason.
This one might sting. So one of the excuses that you hear quite a bit is for the excuse for not doing certain things or focusing on your marriage or your happiness or your health or yourself is, well, the kids are the priority right now. So it's all about the kids. Kids first. Well, how's that work out for everybody? It doesn't. You have to, it can sound selfish, I guess, or maybe there's mom guilt associated with it, but if you invest in yourself and in your partnership first, that's actually going to benefit the entire family in the long run and in more positive ways than just saying, well, everything's going to revolve around the kids.
And this one is an ouch for me. I get it, because this was me. I love being a mom. I do. I really, really do. I spent several years, I always knew I wanted to be a mom, and I spent several years wondering if I was going to get that opportunity. I went through infertility and not knowing if it was going to be a blessing that God was going to give to me in my life. And then when he did, I was so thankful and I cherished it so much. Being able to be Sienna's mom is one of the greatest blessings of my life. And I just believed, and I think it was partly society puts that on you. It was partly what I told myself. It was partly because I wasn't sure that I was going to get the opportunity. And now that I had, here it was. Like, I had to pour my whole self into her. And she became an excuse, really. Well, I can't work on me. I can't make time for exercise because I need to make sure that she's taken care of. And I don't have time for breakfast, but I have to make sure she has a great breakfast. And I don't have time for Jason because I need to stay up super late and make these elaborate Pinterest-worthy Valentine's Day favors for her class. Or I don't have time for whatever you're telling yourself because I have to make sure that the kids are first. Put her before everything else. And you know what that gets you? Unhappy me. I was unhealthy and I was unhappy. And here's the truth. I was modeling that to her. That's what we're doing. We're modeling to our kids that we aren't as important as they are. And that's not true. Would you want that for them? I didn't. I want her to believe that she is important. I want her to have a healthy body that she nurtures and takes care of. And Jason and my relationship, I want to show her the kind of relationship I want her to have when she goes forward. And if I'm not modeling that marriage, that type of closeness, then what am I teaching her? Because guess what? They're going to grow up. They're going to leave home. I'm sad. It's a thing, but it's a thing that's going to happen. And oh my gosh, what happens then? What happens when you devote their 18 years and they're the number one, they're on the pedestal. You never took time for you. You never took time for your marriage. You never took time for your friendships. And then they're off and they're going out into the world and you look around and you're like, holy crap. I don't even know my husband that sits on the other end of the couch because we've just been doing life in parallel, not together. I feel gross in my skin. I'm unhealthy. I don't have any hobbies. I don't know what I even like because here, all I've done all these years is just devote my life to the kids because that's what we're supposed to do.
Right. And it doesn't mean that you don't do things for your kids or let them have their activities, but if you think of, all right, let's say date night is a priority, right? To once a week, you're going to have date night. Well, if you have 2 or 3 kids and there's activities and you fill up every night of the week, you cut into that priority. It's not possible. So sometimes you have to make some tough choices. And so no, we can't do karate this season because we're already doing these other things. And we have to have, at least one night a week that's our date night. Like that's just how it is. That's one of the rules of the house, or that's one of the priorities. So again, we come back to it's all about priorities. And then you're still, like we said, you're modeling that for them, and hopefully, they see that and that sets them up to have healthy relationships as they get older.
Exactly. I love being a parent. It is a blessing. And I would move the world for her. And we do so much. But you stop using them as an excuse that you have to prioritize them and let all the other things fall by the wayside, because it's not true. And it's not the example that you want to set for them. They deserve better and we deserve better. And you're a better mom when you fill your cup up first, when you nourish yourself, when you nourish your relationship, then you have more to give. It's just like the cliche. It really is. I used to think this all the time. This is so funny how my perspective changed, but I can remember flying with Sienna when she was a kid, like a little kid, under 2 and in your lap, and the safety briefing from the airplane would come on and they would say, if the oxygen mask needs to be used, it falls down and you're supposed to put yours on first and then put it on anyone else that might need assistance, your kid, the elderly person beside you, whatever. And I used to think, I legit, in my brain, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Of course I'm going to put my kid's oxygen mask on first. It's my kid. Now I know differently. Now I would follow the instructions. The instructions are there for a reason. If you can't breathe, then you can't help someone else. That's the point. Put your oxygen mask on first, and then you will be stronger and better and more able to help your kids and anyone else in your life. So stop telling yourself the lie that your kids have to be the priority and nothing else matters.
And the last one for today, I think we could probably do a part 2 of this one, is I'm too old for that.
Maybe we should let you speak on that one. I mean, you are older than me.
So the truth is you're not too old. So whatever it is, you want to pick up a new hobby, a new career, a new skill, do new things, you can do it. You can teach an old dog new tricks, right? So for me, I was in my 40s before I kind of tuned into this entrepreneurial lifestyle, and it's changed everything. And yeah, so I'm 20 years in IT careers and not scared of changing or, being open to try a different path, because I have a different lifestyle I want to lead, and this is how it goes. Or just even within the same field, you can change your lifestyle and get a job that fits that better. Or maybe when you're 45, you want to start obstacle course racing.
Hey, that was you.
Right. So, it's, maybe on paper it seems like, kind of old to start this. Like, this is a fitness thing. I should have been doing this when I was in my 20s, young and agile and feeling strong. But you don't use your age as an excuse for anything.
Because it's an excuse. I think that any day we wake up and we are given another day on this earth, go chase whatever dream you want to. It has nothing to do with your age. Saying I'm too old is a cop-out, so stop using it. Jason started training for Spartan races at 45. Want to know what was out there on the course the day he did his first one? A 72-year-old man. Did he beat Jason? Sure did. Sure did. 72, and he beat me too, P.S., because Jason beat me. But the point is, Jason was 45, and he started doing this new thing and learning about it. Age is just a number. That's cliche, but it's true. So stop using it as a cop-out.
Right. And for me personally, 45, 46 now, and honestly, taking care of myself, I'm healthy. I very likely have another 45 or 46 years. So I really have no excuse. Like, I'm like halfway there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All the things that you did in the first half, what will you do in the second? You're just wiser. Quite frankly, to me, with age becomes wisdom. So you have no excuse. Take that wisdom and go use it. Here's the thing about today's episode. Just check yourself. When you start to make these excuses, recognize them for what they are. They're excuses. Here's what I believe. We don't often like the icky place that we're sitting in. We don't like that we feel like we don't have enough money, or we don't like that we're not exercising, but we're saying we don't have enough time. But what you do is that place that you're sitting in is comfortable. You are comfortable binge watching a television show. You know that you're uncomfortable in your body. You're uncomfortable in your skin. And you know that exercise and learning about nutrition and the things are the way out of it. But it's scary because it's the unknown. And we're afraid of the unknown. So you choose the ick because it is known to you, and you make up excuses for why you stay in the ick, because at least here I know what I'm going to get, and out there I don't know, so I'm going to make up these excuses so I can just sit here in the uncomfortable.
Right. It's easy to not change. That's easy.
Sure.
It's easy to keep doing the same thing. But if you want things to be different, you can't keep doing the same things.
Boom! Isn't that how you started the episode?
Boom.
Here's what I think. I think we all need, some of the most valuable people in our lives are the people that will tell us the truth, the real truth. Because I'm betting, like me, that you have those people in your life that'll fluff you up. They never buck you when you say something. They're just like, oh yeah, I know you don't have a lot of time right now. You're a new mom, or you don't have this. And they're just like, yeah, well, those people aren't really serving you. I mean, it's nice to have some fluff every now and again, and I'm not suggesting you get rid of the fluff, but if you've got someone that will speak truth into your life, call you on your crap and all your excuses, it's probably time to say thank you to that person and maybe listen to them. And if you don't have that person, I'm here for you, girl. I got you. Come find me on the socials. Tell me what your excuses are, and I will shine some light on it, because that's some of the most valuable friendships I have, is people who point out to me, I hear you, but you do see that that's just an excuse you're making, right? Because truth bombs push us outside of our comfort zone. And you know what happens out there? All the magic. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope that the next time you want to make an excuse, you'll hear us in the back of your mind saying, psst, that's just an excuse and it's not true. Go out and chase your dreams, because you're never too old. Until next week, have a great one.